Hi there, my name is Andre, and this is a tire review of the Les Schwab Open Range AT tires. Now, I purchased these tires just over a year ago in October of 2020. I had just purchased my 2017 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk, and I needed a new set of tires before I set off on a road trip to New Mexico. Originally, I had wanted to get a set of BF Goodrich KO2s, but they weren't going to be available before my trip, so I went with these ones instead. Did I make the right choice in getting these open range ATs? After driving on them for over a year, the answer is yes. And in case you don't want to watch the entire video, here's how I would rate these tires. I'm going to give these tires 5 stars because they do what they're designed to do. And I'll review exactly what that means later in this video. My tires are P245 65 R17s, and my car had just over 57,000 miles when I had these installed. And now it has a little over 66,000 miles as of this final recording. Overall, these tires have worn well. I haven't aired them down because I haven't really done any serious off-roading with them, so I can't speak of how well the sidewalls hold up in those conditions. However, I will say that the extra tread along the edges of the sidewalls have been very beneficial in some of the trails that I've taken this on. With these tires, I've averaged 21 miles per gallon, that's highway and city combined, which is right in line with what the EPA rating is for the Trailhawk 3.2 liter V6. The total cost of these tires installed was $1,244.75. At least to me, that's a lot of money. However, I believe that tires are one of the more important parts on a vehicle, so I've always been willing to spend a little bit more to get a tire that's less likely to fail at the wrong time. Would I recommend this tire to others? Yes, I would recommend them to anyone who does a lot of highway miles and mild to moderate off-roading. Would I buy this tire again? Well, maybe. The only reason I'm not answering yes to this is because I'd still like to try out the BF Goodrich KO2s on this vehicle. Over the past year, I've shot some videos to show some of the real-world use that I've put on these tires. Hopefully this will help you to decide if these tires are right for you. The first benefit on this list was outstanding on and off-road traction. I would agree with this. On-road, these tires provide good performance in terms of normal driving. I've been pleased with how they handle both dry and wet conditions. Off the beaten path, like this logging road, they do great. This particular road in the New Mexico wilderness was a little icy and muddy. My stepfather was driving while I was flying the drone, and he was very impressed with how well my car did in these instances. In terms of super muddy conditions, I can't really speak to how well these tires do since that's not a condition I've driven in. But if you live in a rural area where you'll be splitting your time on paved roads and semi-maintained dirt roads, these tires are a really good option. Next, they claim to be engineered for a quiet ride. And here's a sample of how these tires sound at highway speeds. And this is about how loud they are at highway speeds, so really not anything significant as far as road noise. You'll notice that most of the noise in this video was wind noise. The actual tire noise is actually barely audible. I'd say that the noise from these tires is similar to what you might expect from an all-season road tire. These are definitely a good option if you plan on putting a lot of highway miles on them. The 3-peak mountain snowflake symbol. For me, good snow performance always plays an important part on my choice of tire. I often find myself traveling through very treacherous snowy conditions, so having a tire that works well in these conditions is critical. Now, I didn't get a chance to catch any footage of the first big snowstorm that I drove through with these tires. Now, I was, however, able to get footage from our last storm. And even though the snow had pretty much stopped falling by the time I was able to get out, the high winds had created a hard-packed surface and slick conditions. With just over 9,000 miles on them, they still provided excellent traction. Finally, it's claimed that they're designed for maximum all-terrain mileage. As you can see, the tires have worn well, but again, I've only put a little over 9,000 miles on them. With my last vehicle, a 2006 Toyota Tundra, I was able to get about 2 to 3 years out of my tires, but I was also driving a lot more, so we'll have to wait and see how these tires hold up over the next few years. That ends this review of the Les Schwab Open Range ATs. I hope you found this video helpful, especially if you're considering buying these tires for your vehicle. See you later. Still not a bad stop.